Class 12 students, good morning. Already we have started our revision. So which chapter we have for the PT1 government budget? Okay, first two parts we have seen. First one, meaning and objectives we have seen in the first revision. In the second revision, we have seen the components of the government budget. Okay. So the third one, what we are all going to learn, the types of government budget at the same time, that is the types of deficit as well as how to solve the deficit. Okay. These are all the things we are all going to learn. This is the last part of this chapter. Okay. See, what are the types of budget? What are the types of budget? First of all, this is there are the two types. One is balanced budget. First one is the balanced budget. Second one is the unbalanced budget. But in the unbalanced, it is divided into two. One is surplus. Second one is the deficit. Now we will see the balanced budget. So what is called as a balanced budget? See, the government receipts, not receipt, receipt. The government receipts equal to the expenditure. That means whatever they are collecting, the taxes and non-tax revenue, so many revenues the government will collect now. So that receipts, it is equal to the expenditure of the government. Whatever income they are receiving, the whole amount they are spending. So this is called as the budget, balanced budget. So which one will be coming under the unbalanced budget? Surplus. In the surplus, the receipts of the government greater than the which one? No, expenditure. This is called as the surplus budget. See, the receipts, the income of the government greater than the expenditure of it. So what is called as a deficit? So deficit is the expenditure of the government greater than the receipts of the income of the government. The expenditure greater than the receipts of the government, income of the government. This is called as a deficit. Is it clear? These are all the two types of budget. Balanced budget, unbalanced budget. Unbalanced budget is classified into two parts. One is surplus, other one is the deficit. Okay, now we are all going to see the budget deficit. Budget deficit. The meaning, the definition, we are all going to see the it's a situation in this thing, the budget expenditure greater than the government receipts. The same meaning only. Okay. See, the budget expenditure, the government expenditure greater than the government receipts. Okay, come to the first type. What is the first type? First type is the revenue deficit. First one is the revenue deficit. Second one is the fiscal deficit. Third one is the primary deficit. Okay. So revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. Fiscal means study about the finance. Fiscal means nothing but the finance. Okay. So first of all, we will see the revenue deficit. How it will be? See, first of all, the total revenue expenditure greater than the total revenue receipts. See, revenue expenditure means it's a routine one, already we have seen. Okay, see, planned expenditure as well as the non-planned expenditure, planned expenditure as well as the non-planned. Planned expenditure for 5-year plan, any planned period if you are spending, that time it is called as the planned expenditure. And that is next one is unplanned, the government salary, defense, these type of things are coming under the unplanned expenditure. So these are all coming under the total revenue expenditure. This will be greater than the total revenue receipts. In the revenue receipts, what we have seen? Taxes as well as the non-tax revenue. Already we have studied now. Tax revenue as well as the non-tax revenue. So this thing we have. So the total revenue expenditure, planned and unplanned expenditure, greater than the tax as well as the non-tax revenue of the government. See, okay. So what are the implications? What will be happening? What are the implications? It's a very important question for the board purpose. First implication, it shows the fiscal indiscipline. It shows the fiscal indiscipline. At the same time, it shows the wasteful expenditure of the government, especially for the administration purpose. Okay, wasteful expenditure of the government, especially for the administration purpose. The third implication is that is, it shows the dissaving part of the government. That means the saving will go in a negative way, dissaving. That means the spending, government will spend more for the consumption expenditure. Government spends more for the consumption expenditure. It says about the dissaving part of the government. So in the if the government it has revenue deficit, dissaving part will be there. Then that means the saving part it goes in a negative way. That amount also it will be spent for the consumption purpose. Next one is it reduces assets. Not able to pay, immediately they have to sell that as a property. So it reduces the assets of the government. This is called as the, how we can call, disinvestment. What is called as a disinvestment? Selling the shares of the public sector undertakings to the private. Recently NLC, they sold out, NLC, Neyveli Lignite Corporation sold out the shares to the public. This is called as a disinvestment. Is it clear? The next one is the next, that is the implication. It gives a warning. It gives a warning to the warning signal. Warning signal to the government, either to curtail its expenses or increases its revenue. In what way it gives the warning signal to the government? Either you have to reduce our expenditure, wasteful expenditure. Otherwise, please you increase the revenue, income of the government. How it is possible? Please you, that is, impose new taxes, otherwise increase the taxes, whatever it is. Okay, in that way if you do, you can little bit come out from the revenue deficit. Is it clear? Okay, these are all the implications. What is the first implication? It creates fiscal indiscipline. At the same time, it shows the wasteful expenditure of the government, especially in the case of administration. And it shows the dissaving part of the government. That means the government spends more for the consumptional expenditure. At the same time, it reduces the assets of the government. In what way? The public sector undertakings, selling their shares to the private. So this is called as a disinvestment. Next one, it gives a warning signal to the government. In what way? Either you have to reduce the expenditure, otherwise you have to increase your income in the way of taxes and other ways. Is it clear? Come to the second type of deficit. This is called as the fiscal. Fiscal, already I told you, finance. Fiscal deficit. Which one will be greater? See, here we are all taking the total expenditure minus total receipts of the government excluding borrowings. Is it clear? total expenditure minus total receipts excluding borrowings. In a one-word question, they will ask how to find out the fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit is nothing but equal to, you can write borrowings. Fiscal deficit is equal to borrowings. Is it clear? Okay, this is total expenditure. In the total expenditure, what part will be coming? Already we studied. So, revenue expenditure plus capital expenditure is called as the total expenditure. Total receipts, which are the parts we have seen? Revenue receipts plus the capital receipts. This is called as the total revenue. So, we have taken both. So, total expenditure minus total receipts excluding borrowings. So, what are the implications? It creates inflationary pressure. What is the meaning of it? So, the price rate will be, the demand is more, the supply of the goods will be less. So, immediately we have to increase the price. It is not at all a good symptom for an economy. So, it creates the inflationary pressure of an economy. Next, it creates a debt trap. What is called as a debt trap? Unable to pay the debts. What's the situation? Unable to pay the debts. That is called as a debt trap. It happens to the government also. Next one is the future. It reduces future growth and development of an economy. It reduces future growth and development of an economy. Next, it increases liability. It increases liability of the government. It increases liability of the government. At the same time, that is, we have to depend. That is, foreign countries. If the internal sources are not enough, insufficient in order to maintain the budget, so we have to depend on the foreign countries. So, foreign dependence will be more. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so we have to increase, we have to get the loans from the foreign countries and the international organization like IMF as well as the World Bank. So, these are all the implications. Come to the next part of the deficit. This is nothing but the primary deficit. So, here what is the base of it? So, fiscal deficit will be the base. So, fiscal deficit minus, for the borrowings, what we have to pay? Interest. So, fiscal deficit minus interest payments. This is a formula to find out primary deficit. Fiscal deficit minus interest payment. See, what are the implications? What are the implications of the primary deficit? It is there in a country. What are the implications? See, first of all, how much the government indicate, how much the government borrowings, how much the government borrowings so are going to meet the expenses. Within the loan amount, how much we are all going to meet out our expenses rather than the interest payments. Within the borrowings amount, how much borrowings, how much we are all doing our expenses, and we are not at all in that is excluding the interest payment. This will be coming under the primary deficit. There are three types of deficit. First one is the, what is that? See, revenue deficit, fiscal deficit and primary deficit. The next part of this thing, how to solve the deficits. It's a very important one now. How to solve the measures to correct different deficit. What are the measures? Measures to correct different deficits. All three deficits. Not different. All three. What are the measures are they? First one is the monetary expansion. First one is the monetary expansion. That is nothing but the deficit financing. What is the meaning of it? Already we studied, no? What is called as a deficit financing? So printing new currencies, that is called as the printing of new currencies. So in that way we can correct the deficit. First one. So we can meet out the deficits. What is that? Printing of new currencies is called as the deficit financing. What is the other term? Monetary expansion. The second one is the borrowing. Borrowing from the public. That means from the local source within the country. Within that way, we can solve the deficits. The third one, so disinvestment. What is called as a disinvestment? Selling the shares. Selling the shares of the government to the public sector undertakings to the private sector. So in that way, we can meet out the deficit. Fourth one is the not only, so if the borrowings from the local level, from the public is insufficient, definitely we can borrow from the IMF, International Monetary Fund, or World Bank, even from other countries. We can somewhat manage the deficits. Fifth one is the lowering government expenditure. Lowering government expenditure. The last one is the otherwise increasing government revenue. In that way, if you do, we can manage the deficit. Okay, we finished the revision part of the government budget chapter. Study well. One part is the next thing we will see it. Okay, thank you. All the best, children.